Okay, so for statistics, let's just start off with the basics. Mean, median, and mode. Okay, so the mean is just another way to say the average. And to calculate the average, you take the sum of all the data values and you divide it by how many data values there are. So in this case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data values. That's the number of data values. And then we have to find the sum of it as well. So we have 6 on the bottom, and then let's find the sum. So 3 plus 4 is 7, and then plus 1 is 8, plus 6 is 14, plus 9 is 23, and then plus 7 is 30. So 30 is the sum, and then we divide it by the number of data values, which gives us 5 as the mean for this data set. Okay, let's move on to median. So the median is the middle value of an ordered data set. So in this case, it's 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11. So you just have to find the middle number, which is in this case 6. And you know it's a middle because there's 3 numbers ahead of it, 7, 9, and 11, and 3 numbers before it, 4, 3, and 1. Another way to solve for this is by using the formula n plus 2 divided, or n plus 1 divided by 2. And n is the number of data values. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data values. So n equals 7. So we can just put into the formula 7 plus 1 over 2 equals 8 divided by 2 is 4. So since it says 4, that means we look at the 4th data value. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and you see it's 6 again. Okay? And then the last is mode, which is the most frequently occurring value in the data set. So let's say we have another data set here, 3, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, 6, 6. So what number is shown the most in this data set? In this case, we see 2 5s, 2 6s, 1 4, but we see 3 3s. And since there's 3 3s, that means 3 is the mode, even though 5 and 6 also occur more than once. Okay, so our first question we have is, we have the salaries of a couple workers. We have 23,000 5 times, 24,000, 32,000, 38,000 twice, and then 46,000. So the question asks us to find the mean, median, and mode. So we saw from that mean is the sum of all the data values divided by the number of data values. So first let's find the sum. So there's 23,000 times 5, and then there's 24, 32, 38, 38. Okay, so to make this easier, let's just not include the zeros right now. So let's just include the first 2 digits. So it will be 23 plus 23, and then a 5th one, and then 24, 32 plus 38, and then plus 46, and then this should be 293. So it's 293, and since we took off 3 zeros, let's add them back in. Okay, this is the sum. And then now, let's see how many data values are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to divide by 10. So we can just cross off a 0. And our mean is 29,300. Okay, so that's our mean. Okay, let's find the median now. So median, as you remember, is the middle number. So let's see if we can find a middle number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4 behind it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in front of it. So this is not going to work and this is not going to work. So what to do now? Well, before I showed you that formula n plus 1 divided by 2, where n is the number of values. So in this case, we have n equals 10 because that's the number of data values there are. So if we put into this formula 10 plus 1 divided by 2, that's going to be 11 divided by 2, so that's 5.5. And there's no 5.5th number. So what we have to do is take the fifth number, which is this 23,000, and then we take the next number, and then we find the mean of this number and this number. So I chose these two numbers because this is the fifth number, and then half of that is behind this one, but in front of this one. So if this was supposed to be 6.5, then you go to the sixth number, and then take the mean of these two numbers. And 7.5, we take the mean of these, and so on. So you just take whichever number and go half of that. Okay? So 23,000. So let's just say 23 plus 24. And then since there's only two numbers, it's 2. So 23 plus 24 is 47. And 23 plus 24 is 47 divided by 2. And then 47 divided by 2 is 23.5. And then since we took off 3 zeros, let's add them back in. So the mean is 23,500. Okay, and lastly, the mode. And mode is the number that happens the most, or occurs the most. And in this case, it's obvious it's 23,000 because there's 5 of them. And there's 38,000s, but 23,000 occurs the most, so that's why 23,000 is the mode. Okay, so the next question says the score of the first 4 basketball games of a team is they scored 43 points, 55 points, 41 points, and then 47 points. So we have to find the mean, okay? So we just have to sum up all of them and divide by 4. Simple enough. So 43 plus 55 plus 41 plus 47 divided by 4 is, okay, so that's 43, 55. Yeah, okay, that's 176. And then divided by 4, that's 44. So the mean of the first 4 games is 44 points. Okay, then part B says, if they played another game, the 5th match, or when they played another game, they scored 25 points. That's it, E right there. So now they're asking, what is the mean of the 5th game, or with all 5 games? So we just take this, 176, because that's the mean of the first 4 games, the sum. So 176, and then in the 5th one, they scored 25 points. So we add 25. And now, instead of dividing by 4, we divide by 5, because 5th is the 5th game. So 5, and then that's 201, and then if you put in a calculator, you should get 40.2, because 201 divided by 5 is 40.2. And then, so this is the mean of the 5 games. So now part C asks, if the team scores 41 points in the 6th game, will their mean increase or decrease? So they're saying, if the 6th game, if they score 41 points, is this number going to increase or decrease? So the simple way to just tell is just by looking at the numbers. Obviously, it's going to increase because 41 points is higher than the mean. So when you add a number that's higher than the mean, it's going to increase. But let's say they scored 40 points, this number is going to decrease. But if you really want to know how that happens, we can just do what we did in part B. So if we take 201 plus 41, and then divide it by 6, because now there's 6 games. This should be 242 divided by 6, which is, if you put in the calculator, it should give you 40.3. Okay, and since it's 40.3, which is higher than 40.2, yep. And so we can just say that the mean is going to increase.